This is the Bill Press Show.
All right, it's 13 minutes now before the top of the hour on a Wednesday morning. And the Congress is back in town, and one of the big items, well, the two items, really, I guess. One is to defund Obamacare, and the other is to cut the hell out of the food stamp program. Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro not supporting those two efforts here in the studio with us this morning, as well as Democratic Strategist Christopher Hahn. What is it, Congresswoman? So the numbers come out yesterday. This is Census Bureau. And we had heard that maybe because market's going up, unemployment's going down a little bit, economy basically is moving up, that there would be fewer people living in poverty this last year than the year before. Just the opposite. It actually went up to 46.5 million Americans today living in poverty, 16.1 million children. And the Republican response in Congress, Republicans in the House, is to cut the food stamp program.
It really is outrageous. And there was the failed farm bill had a $20 billion cut.
Yeah,
and then
that wasn't enough.
And then they separated out nutrition from the rest of the farm bill, severing the tie that has been historic and a bipartisan effort. You saw an article in the L.A. Times by Tom Daschle and Bob Dole talking about nutrition and how Democrats and Republicans came together early on, George McGovern, others, to make sure that we are not as a nation going hungry, which is what is happening now. And there's absolutely the increase in poverty with the recession that we've had. You know, the genius of the food stamp program is that when times are bad, participation rate goes up. When times get good, that rate goes down. Yep. So the program is working. It's lifted almost 5 million people out of poverty during this reception. 47 million people today on food stamps. Almost half are children. They are seniors. They are disabled. And this crowd would say, let's get 4 to 6 million people. Let's throw them off the program and let them go hungry.
They are mean-spirited and they are fools, because not only does this program help people survive a tough economy, it helps the economy. The numbers are clear. They have been there forever. Every dollar you invest in food stamps returns $1.65 to the economy. People buy food with it. I give you a tax cut. You take that tax cut and you put it in your fat little pocket. If you give you food stamps, you go out, you buy food, and hopefully you're healthy. Look, I grew up on food stamps. I really care about this program. I know a lot of people who need it. I used to be president of the United Way of Long Island. I'm still on the board there. I see people who work full-time, sometimes 2 jobs, who cannot make enough money to put good nutrition on their table. These people in Congress need to wake up. These Republicans need to wake up. They need to listen to people like you, and they need to do the right thing by the American people.
I thank you for the strength of that statement and telling your own story on this, because most of these folks are working, and the Republicans would say they're dogging it, they're not working, they're getting a free ride, and it is absolute. It's false.
And these are Christians.
Yeah.
People. Well, they claim
to be. They are false prophets.
They
Bill.
call themselves Christians.
You know, it really is unbelievable. And some of the people who want to put the most draconian restrictions in place are people who are in the Congress, like a colleague of mine from Tennessee, who has getting federal subsidies to the tune of about $3.5 million. And he said, and I quote,
for his farmer?
For his as a farmer, for his farm.
Does this member of Congress have a name?
Yes, his name is Stephen Fincher.
Fincher.
Yes.
Oh,
and he's been written about, etc., and he stands on the floor of the House and denigrates people who receive food stamps, talks about how they're abusing the system. And he says, and he uses this kind of this Christian mantle and saying that the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat.
Yeah, you know what? When
These are people who are working.
Yes.
If he ever stands before his Creator, Christ is going to say to him, "When I was hungry, did you feed me?" And the answer is going to be no.
Right.
And you know what? He's going to go to hell. And that's where he belongs to go. I hope I could say that on your program, Bill. Sorry.
Just did.
It was okay.
And by the way, just to put it in perspective, the poverty level in this country today, right? Here's what we're talking about. Because I looked up yesterday, $23,492 a year for a family of 4.
It's amazing.
And And with all the budgetary problems that we have
I'm
right
going
now,
to contrast this for you. I'm going to contrast this for you with the crop insurance program. I'm talking about the crop insurance program, and for food stamps, you have asset tests, income threshold, all kinds of criteria that you have to meet in order to be eligible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We have today 26 individuals, they're beneficiaries, who receive at least $1 million in a premium subsidy for crop insurance. We cannot find out who those 26 people are. They are statutorily protected. It's going to be my goal to find out who they are. In addition to which, there is no income test, no asset test. They do not even have to work the land.
And if the Tea Party people...
They get that money.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. And we taxpayers, the American taxpayers have to understand this. The federal government picks up over 60% of the cost of the premiums on crop insurance. That does not include administrative expenses. And we want to say to someone that $1.40 for a meal, that you're not going to be able to get that because you're hungry. In the 3rd District of Connecticut, Connecticut is the richest state in the nation statistically. Mm-hmm. In my district, 1 out of 7 do not know where their next meal is coming from.
It's like that everywhere. I mean, you cannot go to any. You go to Santa Barbara, California, where you see billionaires and trillionaire houses. You got people living in poverty who are going to bed hungry every night. And I think these members of Congress are voting against their own constituents' interests.
Here's what I got to say. Congresswoman, your passion is so powerful. We need more of that outrage and
we're going to win this vote. We're going to win this vote on Thursday. We have every single Democrat. Every Democrat is opposed to it, and we have to get 18 Republicans. We have several. We're looking for the rest. I want to implore my colleagues to do the right thing and get people calling them and telling them that it is immoral.
Give them hell.
We implore our listeners and our viewers to do the same thing, to call your member of Congress. Congresswoman, thank you for coming in. Thank you for being there for the good fight. Christopher Hahn, great to have you with us. Come back again.
I will. Loved it.
All right.
This is the Bill Press Show.